minute now. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Great morning, ATL in the whole wide world. It's your man, Jason Carey, Steph, Tell Morning Coffee, Swig, the ATL's #1 podcast down morning show. What it do? Great morning, Steph. Hit that mute button. I already knew you hadn't hit the button yet.
Great morning.
Yeah!
So look, my mute button is back the way it's supposed to be.
Well, that's fantastic. We're excited about that. It's where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Money Making Monday. You know what day it is.
Ching, ching.
Motivational Monday. We got a fantastic show for you this morning. Got a guest on here this morning. Go talk a little bit of money, a little talk to y'all today. How was your weekend, Steph? How was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Was it better?
Weekend was good. It was a whole lot better. You know what? I'm like a whole...
Well,
if I'm outside, like I get a chance to go outside, I get a chance to go outside. Like when I get out the door, I'm like, I'm outside. Like I've been in the house for so long. I don't care if I'm going to the store. It's a whole a big deal for me. It's a really big deal. So you caught. I enjoy that much. I do. Just getting into the outside. I was like terrified at one point. I won't go outside.
You don't go outside?
I was thinking the worst. Like the road to recovery, I don't care who it is. I feel like the road to recovery, you always feel like there could be a slip up, and I don't want to go all the way back. And so that was my thing. I went outside and did some celebration with the family and all of that, and I was down for like 2 or 3 days. And I didn't feel like I even done much to even
you
deserve
did say that.
So
you did say that.
You know, so now for me to be able to go outside this weekend, like I didn't do much, but just to be outside, it just felt better this time around. So it was cool.
I was outside this weekend with the fellas, man. We had to get out there.
You outside?
Had to get out there and move around a little bit with the fellas this weekend, which was fantastic. I said we need to make a conscious effort of retaining what we did on the weekend, because we get to the show on Monday, but how was your weekend? And nobody can remember exactly what they did. I'm like, you know what? We should have a conscious effort of remembering. Let's document that we had a great time. We went out on Friday and did our thing. Had some filming to do yesterday. Working on a project. Man, I worked burning the midnight oil. I was been working. I got a lot. My creative juices was going. I was tweeting. I was like, man, I was planning to go somewhere on Saturday. I sat down in front of my computer and started writing and projects, rhymes. I done wrote songs. I done wrote a jingle for somebody. I was doing a lot. Creativity was out here. So it was good. It was a good day. It was a good weekend. So looking forward to that. That's enough about me. Moving on. Let's get into
But that's good though. Like people need to hear that, because just as much as you said that we talk about mental health and how this pandemic has really, taken a toll on people's mental health, which is, of course, all over the news right now. But a lot of people lost their flow. The creative juices just stopped.
That's real.
So to hear somebody else getting theirs back, I'm like, okay, all right, it's coming back around. Sprinkle a little bit my way. However you got to do it. Whatever you don't want, sweep it to my doorstep. And I'll move it around and sweep the next, little bit left to somebody else. And that's just kind of how we're going to have to keep building each other up. It's like, all right, I'm up, and somebody else have that same bit of hope to say, I'm up too. I'm up now. Oh, I'm up.
That's real, because I was actually talking to my mom about that yesterday, being an entrepreneur as well. I was saying that we have no time we really don't have the opportunity to lack creativity during this time. Last year we had to be really, really creative to stay afloat. And this year we're going to have to stay creative to excel, because the game is requiring us to do that.
Yeah.
The game is going to definitely require us to stay creative with all this virtual stuff going on. And what have you, man. Speaking of staying on top of the game, you know what we got to do. We got to start the show the right way. We got to get to the swig of news. What's going on, man? Cranes falling in Atlanta. The Lakers lost, and I was pissed off. There's a lot going on. What's going on in the news? Let's go.
Wait, so that's your news? The Lakers lost, and I was pissed off. Like
that's news.
That's all I got. That's the headline.
We lost. we lost the game, and it was a bad decision. LeBron tired because he got to carry the whole team. He passing the ball too much. He ain't take a lot of shots. He had like 18 points. It's not exciting to me. I was looking forward to the game, and it went bad. It was no good. It's no good. We play the Wizards tonight. We'll see what's gonna happen. But anyway, moving on.
All right, understood. At least you guys got a new pair of shoes to come out, custom made. They are super dope. It's made from the Jordan Air Force One. So if you're a fan of the Jordan Air Force One, you guys have a new custom Lakers shoe. It is so dope. I normally don't share things like that to my page, but I will share that shoe. It's a Jordan 1, but it's Lakers. And I think it was, like giving.
It got a yellow. It's white with a yellow swoosh. Yeah, it's called court vision.
Purple and
court vision. Yeah.
Well, it's
I'm a sneakerhead.
It's a lot of purple in. It's a lot of purple in it. Oh, I got this shoe.
I'm about to be on sneaker punishment. I'm about to be on sneaker punishment again. Remember, I was on sneaker punishment last year for the last 2 months. Yeah. And I think I OD'd at the top of the year, so I think I'm about to be on sneaker punishment to third quarter.
It's February. What are you talking about?
Yes, it's been bad. Okay, I think I'm going to be on sneaker punishment to third quarter.
Okay, Sandy Springs have approved businesses for a $1.6 million in relief grant funding. So, Sandy Springs, for those of you who do not know, that is it. That's Atlanta, Georgia. So, with that, more businesses are closing because there are, there's little to no funding going on. But for Sandy Springs within its own community to be able to pull that off, that is like super amazing. And within most communities, like businesses that are close or businesses that are essential necessities, stuff like that, like they're going to have to find a way, or if they didn't already have a plan to fall back on, like South Fulton has become its own city in Atlanta. It's new. It's became its own city within the last 10 years, right? So they have their own.
This is really recent.
It really is. I was just trying to give that 10 year because 10 years still sounds new to become a whole city. I've lived in South Fulton for 9 years, and South Fulton didn't turn into its own city until 2021, 2000.
That's been last 2-3 years, I thought. It's like 2 years. Yeah. Because they police department. 19. Yeah, police department in the shopping center. Yeah. Next to Papa John's. Yes. So carry on. Yeah.
Which is crazy because I stay right down the street. I stay right down the street from Cam Newton's mom, and they turned the street into Cam Newton Drive, and it kind of threw us all off because we've been Scarborough Road forever. If you know, you know. So what I'm saying is, most cities will have to find a way to put a pot together, that way they could give it across the board. So I don't know how the funding process went for Sandy Springs, but you have to also realize it's Sandy Springs we're talking about. Honestly, the cost of living in Sandy Springs is a lot less than it is in other places because it's on the outskirts of Atlanta. But they're saying that each business could get anywhere between $5,000 to $15 or $15,000 through this COVID. And it's really for the small business relief program. I mean, it's designed to be a small business relief assistance program. That's on top of everything else. Now, they was awarded $4.6 million too in coronavirus aid. So in the coronavirus aid. So this is the thing with that. They didn't spend their money like everybody else did. Now the city of Atlanta, they overspent. They took their money and just depleted the funds. And the funds ran out, making the city look better, making it more, comfortable for tourists. Maybe put a little coffee shop over here, and fund that, like things that I personally feel like we could have done without. But Sandy Springs decided we're gonna hold, not fold. So we gonna hold it. I don't actually think that they held it, but they just found a way to make it circulate. All right, those profits from that 4.6 million that went into the business, the profits go into the pot, and then we're able to fund the pot somewhere along those lines. However it goes, I feel like Sandy Springs have really done a good job as far as keeping, you know what I'm saying, the people around them in their community afloat. Also, so now it's a lot going on with Trump. I stopped talking about Trump situations because they were taking over the news. Between coronavirus and Donald Trump, who is no longer the president, I felt like it was taking over the news completely. But right here in Georgia, Fulton DA, she faces local friction for decisions to probe him. Basically, I think he is coming for Georgia because he feels like Georgia has a vendetta against him, honestly. I think that Georgia will be under scrutiny and be one of those people's like, all right, I'm telling everything I know about Georgia all the way back from 2-3 presidents ago. Like, we're going to go all the way back to the Obama days and see if anybody did anything, cut any corners, we're going to bring that up now. So that's basically what it is. I honestly feel like with the way that they're bringing everything, but it says elected Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis, I did not want to say her name, but Fannie Willis, she launched a wide-ranging investigation into possible election fraud. This is the thing, like, it's like if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. If you said somebody else, we're gonna say something about you. So now all of a sudden, it's, you know, the election fraud and the money investigations, all of those will be coming back up. We will be talking about it for a long time. Some of her constituents worry about the nationally watched probe, and it'll just kind of distract attention from local issues such as crime and corruption. We're still going to be talking about corruption. At the end of the day, we're still going to be talking about corruption. Kasim Reed is out of here, and his name was even brought up. I was listening to an interview, and Kasim Reed's name was brought up, and we was talking about the snowstorm. It's like, what? We have bigger fish to fry than to be talking about a snowstorm that happened in 2014 and what the funds were, when the funds were given to Atlanta, and what they actually done with it. So I don't really know exactly what's going on between that. I feel like that's something completely different. In more news of entertainment, so Future decides that since Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan decided that they would get together and they would kind of make things a little bit spicy within the news, Michael B. Jordan is out and about, and he's letting everybody know how much he loves her and how much Future messed up and Diddy messed up and everybody else, since everybody else got something, an opinion to say about their relationship. Future went out and bought his girlfriend, Des Dior, a diamond ring. He surprised her with a diamond ring well after Valentine's Day. Probably still trying to measure up to what Michael B. Jordan did for Lori Harvey. Even Lil Boosie had some words that he wanted to say about Lori.
Wait, why that gotta be about? Why that got to be about Lori? I got to be about them.
It was after Valentine's Day. She probably felt like, I see why Lori Harvey left you. You gave me a bag. She got
after that. Who cares? See, that's the problem with the date.
We ate chicken dinners. We don't go on dates. So
that's the problem with the date.
Want Lori? I need that Michael B. Jordan energy.
Why do that matter? The date. It doesn't matter. If he bought it, it should be more special because he bought it. It wasn't Valentine's Day. I didn't need no reminder to go buy you something. I don't need no reminder. I don't need a date to tell you. Yes, you know. You already know how I feel about it. The reminder to go get it. That ain't nothing. Got nothing to do with them. Why are we connecting this? I don't believe it's connected.
I personally feel
that's that
like,
woman energy. You done created that. That's that y'all done
created.
That's that.
I feel like it wasn't. I feel like what he did was not enough, and it goes to show why he and Lori are not together. Even when Boosie made his comment, I was kind of taken back from it. It was like, Boosie said, why are we glorifying Lori Harvey, basically sleeping around with men, and becoming goals for women. And we should really be glorifying the men that was running through her. It was like, what? First of all, we don't know what they do in the bedroom because nobody has ever said anything about her.
Wait a minute.
Nobody has ever said it.
I didn't hear that.
He went in.
That's hilarious.
It was a whole lot more, but I would not. Yes, it's worse. So, but that was the edited version. But what I can say is, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan decided, okay, since that's how you want to play it, he posted pictures of them looking happy in their relationship and said, "I love you, baby." Michael.
Oh God. Hey man, shout out to it. Hey, shout out to it. Do your thing, brother. I hope it works out. I hope that Russell Wilson becomes the norm versus anything else, any other. So that Russell Wilson energy, this type of energy, I will say for our women, I hope that is the norm and not how many Jones you got. So it's cool. It's
Future
cool.
used to be the norm, but the simps are now the norm.
I'm saying
that's what's circulating around the internet right now.
Well, I ain't talking about simps. I don't know nothing about no simps.
Okay.
I'm saying you can normalize. It's okay to normalize the hey, I love you, whatever. Normalize all that energy versus trashing people. Because, and the only reason I'm saying this is because, for one, because it's true. But the other reason why I'm saying this is because I think, period, we gotta denormalize or trash all the negative images possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it cool. I've said this a long time ago. Make being smart cool. Make being, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've done so much over time to brainwash some people to think that was cool. And they wasn't even doing that. Right. So and we had normalized that. So I'm saying, if this becomes a norm, cool. If kids is growing up and saying this and this is what they hear and seeing the music, seeing that in their everyday life, I'm cool with it. Versus, hey, grab your balls, have your pants around your ankles, all that kind of stuff. Like, hey. So anyway, moving on, man. Anyway, yeah, stop with the trash. We're gonna go to a break. We'll be back. You know what it is. It's time. It's the one to call this week.
Powered by IBNXRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
Next 100.
Don't know why I came in this club with you, girl. Don't know why I came in with the diamonds on my chain. Surrounded by bad, I can't get them out my face. Is it cause I handsome and wealthy? Is it cause I look like a professor? I don't know how you feel, can you tell me? I won't know how you feel till you tell me. Is it cause I'm handsome and wealthy? Is it cause I'm a star? It maybe could be my star. Scale out my chain and ring. My Rolex watch, it got 50 carat. It could be QC, or even maybe it's me. It could be that 4-hour flight. Shopping in Beverly. What's on your mind? I'm not genuine. I ain't tryna spend no time. I know my be so fine, but I don't know what's on her mind. Pay that cost to be a boss. I put on my little bitches playing golf. Walking with Nina Ross. I'm dropping the bombs like Viacom. Don't know why I came in this club with you, girl. Don't know why I came in with the diamonds on my chain. Surrounded by bad, I can't get them out my face. Is it cause I'm handsome and wealthy? Is it cause I cook like a professor? I don't know how you feel, can you tell me? I won't know how you feel till you tell me. Is it cause I'm handsome and wealthy?
They say I'm picky cause all my busy. I'm in some bitches, Javinci, smoking the Philly. Double it out, so let's the period to check if they hit it, they scratching the itch. The flow that we killing, the flow that we spitting, my you know we invented. Jumping in St. Louis, I'm a lunatic. I'm a amigo with my immigrant. I got the boot but no Timberland. I unplug you the middleman. I never leave my starving. Mistake me for Marvin. I got 15 bricks up in the trunk, and they right next to that car.
Don't know why I came in this club with you, girl. Don't know why I came in with the diamonds on my chain. Surrounded by bad, I can't get them out my face. Is it cause I handsome and wealthy? Is it cause I look like a professor? I don't know how you feel, can you tell me? I won't know how you feel till you tell me. Is it cause I'm handsome? myself. Let me know I need some help. Don't keep that secret to yourself. Be saying I'm making funny cause a young got a lot of money. She looking at me like she wants something. Can't give her nothing but a couple hugs. She sucked up on her trying to give her kisses. Baby girl, you trip.
I don't know how you feel. Can you tell me?
I know why you came. I know. In this club tonight. Why? Looking for a that's gon' change your whole life.
Don't know why I came in this club with you, girl. Don't know why I came in with the diamonds on my chain. Surrounded by bad, I can't get them out my face. Is it cause I'm handsome and wealthy? Is it cause I look like a professor? I don't know how you feel, can you tell me? I won't know how you feel till you tell me. Is it cause I'm handsome and wealthy?
Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard.
Work. Diamonds all in my ring, player. Gold watches, gold chain, player. 100,000 champagne, player. Yeah, my money insane, player. Yeah, I'm making it rain, player. But I was just on a plane, player. Buying gear, flying here. It ain't what you heard, it's my time of year. If I'm in the club, I get 100 stacks. I'm always rolling up, so I get love for that. I heard he stole my swag, but I don't want it back. I was on this, but now I'm on to that. You see it in my closet, for it's on the rack. Was out there in Hawaii, now I'm going back. I got so much money, I should start a bank. So much paper right in front of me, it's hard to think. Buy so many bottles, it's gonna be hard to drink. But I'm still growing up, and my family here, and they rolling up. So the bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is the bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is
Play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work. Hop your pretty and rip up in this car. Plus I'm out this world, girl, you know I'm a star. Used to buy rounds, but now we buy the bar. Last year they had to ask, now they know who we are. Boss tip, walk in the building, I own it. Can tell by who I'm on the phone with. Yeah, young and talk about grown biz. Many too busy jacking my swag. Need to mess around, get your own fit. Get your own cars, get your own clothes, get your own smoke, get your own chick. You ain't rapping my gang, get your own clique. The bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is the bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is go hard. Make sure you do whatever it is that you gotta do. That's your job. And they gon' hate, but that's no prob. Don't ever trust them, don't need nothing from them. Some dudes will talking, but the things they claim it don't mean nothing. It's straight from Cali, that's what's in my joint, that's what I'm puffing. OG, and been one since I was young enough to know that everybody was gonna know me. Most of them don't see. The bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is the bigger the bill, the harder you ball. Well, I'm throwing mine, cause my money long. The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is work, 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 work,
Work hard, play hard. Sound like J-Boy life. Work hard, play hard. Actually, work hard, play harder. You know me. That's how I live my life all the time. I mean, I deserve it. I work hard so I can play hard. I was thinking about that this weekend. I was like, man. I was talking to one of my homies, and I was like, yo, I spent a little bread on something, and I was like, you know how people just spend bread, and they be like, all right, I spent some bread, and they be okay. If I spend $1, I'd be like, how am I gonna make this dollar back? That's how I am. Like, all right, if I spend this much, I spent this much. I'm gonna go make it over there. I get immediately justify the purchase with the hustle that I'm gonna put into it. To justify that spend. But it's cool because that's how I keep coming. That's how I keep coming, man. Anyway, man, we speak for a living, we talk for a living, and for that reason, I like to give you guys a word of the day. So let's get into that right now. What we got. This is a cool word. It's a verb. Retarget. It's perfect for this motivational Monday, Money Making Monday. Because often we have target to direct something toward a different target. Oh man. Probably like pivoting. Same thing, man. We gotta retarget. We have spent, especially if COVID has taught us anything, that we gotta retarget. You're shooting this way and gonna have to shift because of one thing or another. The verb retarget first appeared in 20th century English with the basic meaning to direct toward a different target. In digital advertising, retargeting has to do with directing people who have left your website back to the site by displaying ads that remind them of your site on other sites they subsequently visit. Oh man, the base word is target from the early French noun target. that actually is there. I say targe, French targe, which was used for a light shield carried especially by footmen and archers. Never knew that. French target with 2 T's and an E, a diminutive form of targe, was taken to English as target in the early 15th century with its French sense in the 18th century. The word acquired the extended sense of a shield-like object to shoot at for practice. In the following century, the figurative sense is referring to a thing or person that is marked for attack. That's funny. Maybe that's why that target is round. It looks like a shield because it used to mean shield. Never knew that. That's something you learn something new. Let's use it in a sentence. The beauty of retargeting is that computers do all the work. They figure out who you need to retarget and serve them the ad. If a person viewed your webpage but left without buying it, donating to your charity, signing up for your newsletter, or doing whatever it is you need them to do, retargeting ads are a great way to direct them back to your site so you can close the deal. From the Entrepreneur Magazine. NASA is retargeting launch of the next SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft for November 14th amid ongoing reviews of recent engine problems with SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Space agency announced on Monday. So retarget, man. That's your word for the day, and I believe that should be your word for the year. Actually, of all the words I've given you, I think retarget was a word that we shared some joy for, the need for last year, and we're back to that this year for a lot of companies and a lot of brands. And you as an individual, some people have lost their jobs. They have to retarget and refocus their skills. There it is. It's a word that you're going to use. We want to motivate you guys to use these words in your everyday life. Speaking of motivation, let's get motivated, Steph.
Family and friends, I know many of you are looking for that morning motivational starter pack to get you up, prepared, and ready to take on this day. Well, as I tell you guys each and every day, there's a hero that lives inside of you. Someone who's special, someone who wants you to do something great with your life, someone who wants you to do creative work, someone who wants you to be the change in the world that you wish to see today, and that you can never be too distracted that you forget who you truly are, because the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You. Because the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You. So we're back. It's the beginning of the week. It's Monday morning. And we need something that's going to fuel us throughout the week, right? All right. So today, this comes from TD Jakes. He says, forgiveness is a gift to yourself. I've seen it. It was very simple. But it's one of those things that we kind of don't discuss a lot when we talk about, how to move forward in a lot of things, and shedding. We talk about shedding dead weight, but we never just really get to the core of things when we talk about, forgiveness. And I think I did speak about it one time before, but I want to take this throughout the rest of this week. Forgiveness, whether it and mainly we're gonna use this as a tool to work on you first. By the end of the week, I'm sure we're gonna forgive everybody in the entire world. But the beginning of the week, we're gonna work on you first. We're gonna do a self-check. So forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself. That's overall in general. Now, if you really want to dive into that, forgiveness starts with yourself. You have to forgive the things that don't suit you. So say for instance, something happened to you traumatic as a child. And you decide now that I still hold resentment towards whatever person or situation. I still hold resentment towards that. That is going to show up in your relationships. That is going to show up in the way that you deal with people. That is going to show up in your emotional states. And that is going to also show up in your mental state. It's going to disrupt your energy. Having resentment in your heart, harboring resentment, is probably the most damaging thing you could do. And people can see it on you. People can see it in you. It's like a man dating a woman, and now he's subjected to everything that every man ever done wrong to her in her eyes, or probably did do something wrong to her. He's subjected to have to take up for all of that. So he's the punching bag at this point, you know. And I'm gonna call it a punching bag because you're taking out your frustrations on someone as if they are your punching bag. Kids use their parents as a punching bag, something that they need to forgive that they haven't forgave yet. Whether it was a situation, like I said, or something that happened to them, or some things that they saw or had to witness or been exposed to prematurely. Forgiveness is probably the hardest thing you could do. And I'm not going to, because I'm not going to sit here and like, oh, y'all need to forgive yourselves and forgive, you know, the people and lighten up and loosen up. Yeah, I can tell you that all day, but I'm going to be honest with you. Forgiveness is not easy. If you do something to me, I do hold a little bit of resentment towards it, the situation, and you. I want you to feel this pain. I want you to feel this hurt. I hope you hurt as much as you hurt me one day. That used to be my mindset. I had to transform, retarget my mindset. That is not healthy. Most of the time when things happen to you, and people don't, you know, really talk about it, but most of the time when things happen to you, you will never forget. But it can't keep coming up, because if it keeps coming up, that means you need to deal with it in therapy. You need to deal with it by either talking to that person, therapy, finding an outlet, a way to cope with it until you can forgive the situation. What happens is you move forward in life and you ruin relationships that you can never get back. I would rather, when I change my mindset, I would rather say, okay, I'm okay with this situation. I'm fine with it. I'm okay with letting this situation be what it's going to be without me feeling as though it owed me something or it didn't give me enough. I'm going to look at the good parts of me being able to move on, me being still alive, me being able to take on the challenge and still move forward and progress in life and still succeed against what was supposed to hold me back, against what was supposed to kill me, against what was supposed to ride me each and every day of my life and haunt me. Because I'm going to forgive the worst part of the situation. I'm going to forgive that person. This is so deep. It's so deep. It's like, I don't even have enough time to even go into this today. Like, I do not. I will have to bring this back. Today, I really want you to understand, like, forgiveness is key to a lot of things in life. A lot of things in life. You cannot hold on to your right now and your situations that's going on right now, good and bad. You can't hold all of that, still be able to function every day, and then trust to have hate in your heart, a chip on your shoulder, bitterness within your aura, and resentment. It doesn't, that none of that is a good recipe. That's toxic. That's a toxic person that we be talking about. That's a toxic person. Because you're going to slip up many times in a relationship or, you know, business or at work. You're going to slip up many times. You're going to be emotional wreck. All of that will come into play. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. You may be so controlling that you don't even realize that you're being controlling because you don't want that situation to come up and happen again. And then if it come up and happen again, then what? Even though you're being controlling and you're running people away and they hate you forever. Like they just don't, not even hate you. They just don't like you, don't want to deal with you. You become that person. And it happens again, then what? You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't even leave room enough for it to happen again if it's going to happen again because you haven't even taken a step back to say, okay, I know next time. Let me think about the positives or at least the good parts of this. Whatever happened, you're still here. When you look at success stories of those that have like really made it, look at their history and their past, and it should feel a lot better knowing that you're not the only one that went through something and overcame something and growing through something and praying through something. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that feels terrible about things. But one thing that they did forgive is the person or the situation or themselves. I know people that was here during segregation, World War I, II, III, Holocaust, and we would look at them and they would be waving and smiling like nothing has ever happened. They have forgiven certain things in order for them to continue life, in order for them to live, in order for them to even have a life. We're going to get back into this tomorrow. We're going to stay right here in forgiveness for this week because I think I need to forgive some things and I'm going to talk my way through it. And I'm going to continue to pray my way through it, but I'm going to talk my way through this. We're going to work on this together because I know I'm not the only one that needs to forgive some things and let some things go in order to get to the next level in life. You know, I've forgiven many. So I do have a lot of experience with forgiveness, and I will be transparent. You know, this will be Steph's vulnerable moment where I can be very transparent about my growth and learning how to forgive in order to have, you know, a clean heart, an open heart, and maintain that. And that's your morning motivation starter pack from your girl Steph this morning. All week, we are in forgiveness. All my dreamers that still believe in dream the way that I believe in dreams. Continue to chase your dreams and chase your dreams until you get tired. And when you get tired of chasing your dreams, you chase them some more, and some more. And if you're scared to do it anyway.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's time for ATL weather and other random shit.
Get money. Hey. Oh, I'll be ready to. Oh, word. I'll be looking at stuff. Oh man, it feel good. I don't know if y'all feel good. I'm feeling real good this morning. I don't know what that is. And extremely motivated. Steph, appreciate all of that you put into the morning motivational this morning. Hey, I'm extremely motivated today. I don't know what it is, but I'm glad I feel this way. Let's keep that going. Let's get into this weather. Great morning, ATL, and happy Monday, making Monday. You can hear the song, hear the tune, you know what it is. Currently 48 degrees and cloudy. It was sunny and warmer yesterday. I hope y'all got out there and enjoyed a little bit. Like every time I tell you this all the time, that you got to get out there and anytime you see it and soak it up. Like you wake up like, oh, it's warm. Let me go outside. If you just go sit outside, that's what you need to do. You know why? Because days like this will come. Cloudy all day, but the good things don't but a good thing lasts only but so long. So temperatures will rise today. May see a little sun. Expect highs in the low to mid 60s today. 70% chance of rain. It's all good though. It's all good. You know why? Because it's gonna be in the 70s for the next 3 days. But at least the next 3 days is gonna be sunny and 70. So I'm trying to tell you, get prepared. Whatever you gotta do, shave your legs, do something. I don't know. That's weird. But get it ready for the sun is coming out for the rest of the week. Now, in honor of Money Making Monday, our random city weather report comes from Stock, Ohio, y'all. Stock, Ohio. Currently 36 degrees, feels like 27 with with light rain. Stock stands steady today with clouds all day, 90% chance of rainfall. 90% chance it's gonna rain on your head. Let the money rain on your head. Make it rain. Expect temperatures to reach a high of 38 degrees, cold and wet. Low of 31 today. So buy low, sell high. Stock, Ohio. I don't know what that means, but you know what it is. That is your ATL and Random City Weather Report, a segment created and brought to you by the Morning Coffee Swig. So if you're here anywhere else, best believe they copied that. Hey man, this track, they did their thing with this track. What you gonna do today, man? That's the question. What are you gonna do today? I had a question yesterday. Was especially when it was sunny, like those days you go wash. You're like, I gotta go wash the car, put the windows down, turn the music up, or what have you. But I always ask that question. I have a series of questions I ask myself on a daily basis, and one of those questions yesterday was, how you gonna make today count? How are you gonna make today count? And what I mean by that is that you got 24 hours just like everybody else. What you gonna do with them? Are you gonna waste them away and lose them because you're not gonna get it back? Are you gonna make that phone call you're supposed to make? Are you gonna get closer to somebody that you want to get close to? You're gonna ask that question to spark that conversation. I had a conversation with one of my partners as well yesterday about, and he was like, hey man, I got to do something that you're actually doing today. That's what he said. He said, I see what you're doing. And he's like, Jake, I need to do it too, but you're actually out here trying to make that, you're actually out here making that happen. I don't use the word try. And man, I appreciate that when your peers recognize these kind of things. But so I asked that question, y'all. Money Making Monday, Motivational Monday. What are you going to do today to make it count? That's a question for you. We're going to make this break count because we're going to go on break right now. We will be back. Coming up, we got The Edge and the second hour flowers. You know what it is. Remember, we got a guest. Deon Moore is going to be in here talking about his credit program he has. Talk about some money. Really get into this thing. Hustling brother. Also with some information to share with our people. He wants to help our people. So stay tuned for that. In our second hour, we got a great conversation coming up. It's the Morning Coffee Swig. Get up in the morning with the Morning Coffee Swig on ATL Next 100.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I put the new 4Gs on the G. I trap into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause all my got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting them all with the whole team. Now can't answer calls cause I'm balling. I was waking up getting racks in the morning. I was broke, now I'm rich, deep, salty. All this designer on my body got me drip, drip. Hey, straight up by the objects, I'm a big trip. If I got up on a lean, I'm a sip, sip. I run the wrestle with my queen like London and Nip. But I got rich on all these I didn't forget back. I had to go through the struggle, I didn't forget that. I hopped inside of the Maybach and now I can sit back. These know me now, cause I got them big racks. Cause I'm getting money now, I know you heard that. Young on the corner, I had to serve crack. Uncle fronted me some peas, had to get them birds back. We came up on dirty money, I gave it a bird back. Cut off the brain and I gave my a new coupe. Either you running y'all gang or you Subaru. Got a New Orleans Tim in that voodoo. And I'm that now, who knew? I put the new 4Gs on the G. I trap into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause all my got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting them all with the whole team. Now I can't answer calls cause I'm balling. I was waking up getting racks in the morning. I was broke, now I'm rich, deep, salty. I've been waking up to get the money, whoa, whoa. Got a bad tatted, whoa, whoa. Da Vinci to my toes, 2 twins on both. I put her in new AP, the water like a boat. I was down bad on my what was you say? I know you turned your back on me just to get some wrecks. I seen you swerve back, cause I'm in the black back. New diamonds on me, a flash, this ain't Snapchat. Cause I been getting paid. Yellow diamonds on me look like lemonade. Got my baby mama that new Bentayga. Tryna get a dojo like a sensei. Rolls Royce umbrellas when I'm in the rain. I just mind my business. I got brothers that did the time, I ain't kidding. All these rappers just talk about it, I live it. Going up, I ain't got no sky limit. Yeah, 4G's on the G. I trap into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause I might got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting them all with the whole team. Now can't answer calls cause I'm balling. I was waking up getting racks in the morning. I was broke, now I'm rich, deep, salty. I been ballin'. Now why me ball on it? Now why me ball on it? Yeah. Now why me ball on it? Now why me ball on it? Yeah, yeah.
Wipe the slide from your mouth.
You're listening to the Morning Coffee Swig with Jason Carey and Steph Tiller here on ATL Next 100.
This world go about money, and you need to figure that out. And once you figure that out, you'll be better off in life.
Metro Boomin want some more.
Rich, do a lot of. We be sipping out the bottle. I be fresh as hell, rockin' Prada. Hopping out the PJ with a model. Swimming in a baddie tryna drown. Every with me got style. I won't put a watch on unless it costs 100,000. I want all the money and the power. She took me for granted even when I tried to show her the better me. I did it with a friend, I'm praying to God she don't tell on me. Used to ride more than I again than the colony. Percocet got me floating like a butterfly, but I sting you like a bumblebee. Saint Laurent the only thing I put on my back. Off-white jeans look like cooked crack. I caught a poor stomach, coulda snatched. Gave my girl a dub, now her butt fat. You might take your women to the Louis store. I be asking where Chanel at. I know you see them crosses, yeah, that's chrome hard. All this water on me, where the wells at? Stars in the ceiling, I'm where God at. The supercharged wine like the car mad. Savage got a whole lot of hits, dawg. I be dropping bombs like bad dad. Rich, do a lot of. We be sipping out the bottle. I be fresh as hell, rockin' Prada. Hopping out the PJ with a model. Swimming in a baddie tryna drown. Every with me got style. I won't put a watch on unless it costs 100,000. I want all the money and the power.
I been in the vault with the gold in the back. Ay, no longer my dog, cause you told you a rat.
Hey, back, Porsche, being savage, riding around in town with the pipes hanging out like the best. 900 racks, what it costs to be exact. And it takes 1 bill, 500,000 racks. I ain't even take the Rolls Royce truck back. Bought the new one with the stars and the wheelbase stretch.
Open up the door, but you ain't gotta close it back. Everything electric, baby, everything a blessing. Keep a ring and a roll it for your next. Riding around in Chargers trying to split. I been riding with a cutter, call it stick shift. When I eat, I gotta go yard handkerchief. Keep lil' mama on her knees and I ain't gon' lift. I can get them knocked off without a finger lift.
Rich, do a lot of. We be sipping out the bottle. I be fresh as hell, rockin' Prada. Hopping out the PJ with a model. Swimming in a baddie tryna drown. Every with me got style. I won't put a watch on unless it costs 100,000. I want all the money and the power.
Yeah! Don't make me tell you twice.
Jason Carey, Steph Tiller, Morning Coffee Swig every morning, 8 to 10, right here on ATL Next 100.
Atlanta's home for hip-hop and R&B. ATL's Next 100.
Number one for hip-hop and R&B. You know what I'm saying? All day, all night.
My mama been told me don't get no poor performance. And whatever you gon' do, just do it. Never thought about doing music. I was trying to build my phone up. Contact full of drug abusers. Run around with that mask trying to figure out what my cousin doing. Prison with the Migo, found out they was selling bricks. Wish I would've knew that I would've been lit. Swear to God, since I was 17, I been hood rich. I be at James Harden house, I'm all in Houston in the mix. I'm talking about spare time in New York. I buy flow seats to watch the Knicks and don't even know no players. I just want to show off my new drip and put my chains in layers. I might just stand up and go crazy, someone make the layer. And we ain't squashing for free, you gotta pay us. Better pay up, yeah. No, he might not beat it. I told the lawyer go for a lighter sentence. I don't want no problem with y'all. Y'all got women tennis. I don't gotta sell drugs no more. I'm bossed up, got plenty business. Run around that lamb truck, I wreck this shit ain't renting. Giving out my respect, get respect in every city. No, I came up, but I came back through the slums of Diddy. Around and got plugged in, I'm biting down Red Richard Miller. Stay out my little brother business. Just know that they getting millions. Press the button right there to let the doors in. Go hard, yeah, care. I'm going all in. This house vibes everywhere. She calling more friends. My word or none. Ain't lying. I cannot bargain. Sipping wacky on them. Come here, Tatiana. Let me bust you down. Oh, yeah. What kind what you wanted? Man, there's nothing on me. I'm not being funny. Yeah. I shoulda knew you was gon' wreck the day you told me. 100 racks and all dubs, it ain't no folding me. Ain't no puppet, ain't with nobody controlling me. I go LeBron when it's crunch time, it ain't no holding me. Got a Maybach Benz truck, I'm tryna buy one. I told her, shawty, just let bygones be bygones. Tell the feds, get out my I don't gotta buy guns. They got the right one, yeah. Press the button right there to let the doors in. Go hard, yeah, care. I'm going all in. This house vibes everywhere. She calling more friends. My word or none. Ain't lying. I cannot bargain. To let the doors in. I'm going all in. She calling more friends. I cannot bargain.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Morning Coffee Swig. Jason Carey. It's Money Making Monday, Motivational Monday, Move Around Monday, Mucking Mouth Monday, whatever it is. Whatever the words you tend to use. Hey, man, enjoy it. Grin through it, smile through it. Even on the days that it's not sunny, I smile. And keep it going. Every day I want to tell you something that's on my mind, something I've been thinking about, something I may have seen, something I may have experienced. It's what has me on the edge. Let's get into that. Yes, sir. I got something for y'all. While in these streets this weekend, moving around, seeing things, observing. I'm very observant, especially when I'm moving around by myself, just looking around, just observing the world, right? And I had an observation, and I said, this is going to be my edge. It's not really a Monday edge, but it's an edge. Because this was on my mind. This is what I experienced, this is what I seen, what I'm thinking about. Raggedy dudes, these raggedy looking dudes out in these streets, is your fault. Ladies, I know it can go both ways, but I'm going to say to y'all, ladies, it's y'all fault. I'm going to blame you. This is why I blame you. Because I was watching around, I seen some ladies that they were put together, they looked nice or whatever, and they was with some raggedy looking, ragtag bunch looking fellas. And I said, that's her fault. And it's her fault that there's more of them around here. Why? Because y'all keep hanging around them. Y'all keep saying yes. Y'all keep giving them box. Y'all keep, and they nappy beards. Clothes don't fit them right. I don't know what they got. I don't know what else going on in their life. Their life might be fine or whatever, but the outlook. Some of these raggedy look. It's y'all fault. I'm going to blame you. You're not going to disagree. You're not going to agree with me, and I don't care. It's your fault. that these dudes walk around here looking raggedy and it's okay. This, the reason they get up, don't iron their clothes, don't halfway brush their teeth, don't keep a regular haircut appointment. It's y'all fault. I'm putting it on y'all. Because if you normalize it, like, sir, where you going like that? You ain't going nowhere with me like that. Normalize that comment. You ain't going nowhere with me looking like that. And you ain't going out here in these streets representing me looking like that. Stop saying yes. Stop saying yes to him. I need y'all to stop it. It's y'all fault. It's y'all fault. Now, I know we can flip this around and say the raggedy women out here is the latest fault, but y'all don't really follow these. The dudes following y'all. I'm telling you, dudes follow women. Regardless of them being the king of the castle and the leading, the dudes follow the girls, the women. And y'all, so I gotta blame y'all. Y'all in the front of this train, and this is what y'all doing. Y'all looking back at, no pun intended. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. But I want y'all to look at these dudes and be like, hey, you look a mess. Get it together. Why you got bacon neck t-shirts? Why your t-shirts all bacon necked? Why you look all rough? Squeak it clean. Get fresh. I know. It's y'all fault. I just seen a couple couples out there, and I was like, why is she arm in arm with this? Why? That boy, he look ashy. Boy look all ashy in the face. I be like, that's why I was like, this y'all fault. You love his ashy tail. Looking a mess. And then y'all got the nerve to go out here, but no, my man got a hat. Nah, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Surveys say lie. Because I seen enough of the dust. Y'all be dragging around here. Y'all be acting like y'all got all these standards for he gotta be, my man gotta know he don't. No, he don't. Talk game. Maybe he got a mean talk game. He made you not see that he this dusty because he got a golden tongue or something. I don't know. Again, no pun intended. But he done said something. Cause y'all, these dudes out here looking a mess, and it's y'all fault, and that's what got me on the edge. I'm moving on. Steph.
Don't be Stephing me. I am mortified. I can't even believe you said that.
Y'all fault. Y'all fault. Snaggle too.
Jason, where are we going with this? Like, was this an edge or was this a coffee talk? Like, I'm still a little taken back here. Buddy. But you know what? And I can't talk about this. We will revisit this. I'm going to leave it right there. Local Swig?
Oh, move on. You leave it there? You ain't got nothing to say. Listen. No, Steph, I need you to co-sign this so they stop doing it.
You want me to? Ladies, he's telling the truth. He is telling the truth. You say your mouth say your standards. A lot don't care who tell it. Your mouth and your thoughts say a lot. Your actions say something completely different. If you will allow Ray to act, Charles to act like Ray around you, and I'm gonna say Ray can be black, white, blue, it doesn't matter. Ray is Ray.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It represents. Charles act like Ray, and and he crusted, dusted, and not even physical appearance. We're talking about a lot of things, crusted, dusted, just across the board.
Well, that's a whole nother story.
You're showing him that the standards have holes in it.
And it's okay.
See, and it's okay. And y'all gonna continue with it. It's okay for Ray to treat you any kind of way. You give him a second chance, but your best friend, you didn't give her a second chance, and she just said something to rub you the wrong way. This man does something that's completely out of the.
I'm talking about they out in the daylight with this. I ain't say you let him come over late night and knock the dust off. Y'all let him out. Wow. Y'all, it's midday lunch. Why y'all out here in the lunch hours?
Listen, like they don't care.
They're like vampires.
They are, and then they'll pay for it. They'll pay for the meal.
You out here in the daytime with these. You need day walkers.
Being shown with them. Now, granted, there is that's a 5 to 10% of a working man out with a woman, and he just looked dusty and crusty, but yet he's culturally and intelligent, and he's a working man. Yeah. But that ain't few in between. It's few in between. We can tell in his mannerisms. We can tell in by the way, his posture, his demeanor. We know who that is. Y'all ain't fooling nobody with Ray Ray.
You ain't fooling nobody. You let him come. It's cool if you answer the phone late night. You let him come over. Do that. Don't walk this man out in the sun.
Because you teach little girls that it's okay to be with Ray Ray with his pants hanging down, or acting like he ain't got no sense. He laid back in the shit. He got the arm back. He all at the bar like you got Patron.
Sleep in his ass.
You don't get out of here. Yeah.
All right, moving on. So anyway,
I ain't bad. We ain't bashing nobody, but we're just telling you what's unacceptable.
And like you said, it could be anybody, white, black, Mexican, whatever it is, Hispanic, whatever, brown, whatever all of them. The dusty y'all out here with in the daytime. Anyway, moving on. Speaking about going out in the daytime, we want you guys to go out in the daytime and do something locally. So we like to highlight that right here in the local Swig. What you got for us today, Steph?
Today's local Swig is going to be brought to you by Marcel ATL. Marcel, and they deliver it to your door too. That's a great thing about this place. They're delivering it to your door, so you can order online, and then they'll bring it to you. It's 1170 Howard Mill Road. The Marcel seems like a very, very nice place to go and just get something to eat, get you some drinks, hang out, chill. They was in the 10 hottest new steakhouses in the U.S. So they was in the Zagat magazine as one of the 10 new steakhouses in the U.S., which is pretty cool to me. They reopened the door, so then they have the social distance measures for people that's dining in. Reservations can be made over the phone, which is always great. Get accustomed to making reservations. If you make reservations, you treat the establishment a lot better. You can go in and experience things a lot better. Just going in sometimes it kind of take away from it if you're not already that type of person. But you can train yourself to experience the ambience of a place and actually get more out of it if you make reservations. And I'm just throwing that out there. If you need to contact them for lunch and dinners and things like that, you could do that also by going to their website. Let's see, they sell all kind of food. This is a steakhouse, so of course they got steak, and they do have a press option. A press category on their website. I think press categories are just like an extra stamp of approval. In most cases, it's like, all right, let me see what they've been doing, and then you see all of these great things. You see all these pictures and things like that. I think it's pretty dope. It says we serve steaks with much love and aging. You can't beat any food that's not. If any food that's served with love, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll even try the steak, I guess. It said we serve our drinks by hand. We always open the door for you. I don't know about the stirring by hand. It's COVID. I don't know if they still stirring by hand. They shouldn't. But it is what it is. So they have a wine library. They have cigars, dinner, dessert, and so however you want to go. I think this is one of those restaurants you just need to try out. So your local Swig today is brought to you by MarcelATL.com, and the address there is 1170 Howard Mill Road, Atlanta, Georgia 30318. No phone number there. 404-665-4555. That's 404-665-4555, and that is Marcel ATL. I'm with it. I see the wood. I see, a lot of different things with this place. I'm with it. This is somewhere I'd go. They made the Zagat Atlanta, the Atlanta,
the wood,
wow, you caught. Well, I should say
it's Monday.
Cedar or something. Yeah, I would say oak
it's
cedar.
Monday.
Don't worry about it next time. You ain't gotta worry about it next time. I would be very descriptive as to the wood that I'm talking about. They're in creative motion as well. Jesus Christ, Jason, really?
You reminded me about creative loafing. You know what? I gotta get back on this.
Oh.
Yeah, you brought me back. I used to fool creative loafing a lot, because there's all sorts of information in there, and it used to be acting stuff in there. It used to be a lot of stuff.
I wonder if it's still popping like that though.
Cause of the that's why. Cause last year the physical paper used to be in all these places, and it's a free paper to pick up and get this information, and you ain't picking up nothing. You're like pamphlets lying around. I don't want no parts. All right, base. So real quick, man, we do have
you say anything.
Anything. I don't know what's wrong with me. We do have our guest coming in here shortly, but before, and probably about next 10 minutes or so. So what we're gonna do is get into our Swig News, second hour flowers. What's up? Let's get into our top swigs.
All right, so the top swigs today. Dolly Parton turned down yet another accolade when it was offered to her. So she's right here in Tennessee. You already know. Shout out to Tennessee. I just love when I get the chance to talk about us. But she's right here, and they wanted to do a statue of her, and she turned it down. It's Dolly Parton we're talking about. I'm not sure if that statue would be appropriate after they sculpture it, and where would they want to put it. I love
all
her
boobies. All boobies. It just depends on who's gonna do it. Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
you're right.
But look, though.
I'm sorry. Go back. Put her back on screen. Take me off.
You're right.
Put her back.
You're right.
I'm sorry. Put her back.
But the person that does it, like, it depends on the hand of the person, because that could be all they focus on is the chest area and not her actual face. So it could look like anybody, and they could say it's Dolly Parton. If it's in her if it's in her home state, they gonna say it's her just by the boobs. So I get what she's saying. Like, yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, probably do it when I die, and I'm cool with that. Anyway, moving right along. Speaking of death, Demi Lovato is doing her tell all, child. Now y'all know Demi Lovato had issues with everything, boyfriend issues, drug issues. So she's now speaking out about her drug issues, and she's saying, you know, I was close to being brain dead. I don't know. She said, I was left with brain damage and still deal with the effects of that today. I don't drive a car because I have blind spots in my vision. And I also, for a long time, had really a hard time reading. It was a big deal when I was able to read out of a book, which was like 2 months later because my vision was so blurry. Y'all, you know how we talk about self-reflection and not taking things for granted? This is one of those things. We look at having 2 eyes as normal. Some people have 1. And they glad to see out of that 1. And we think we don't think nothing of the 2. So sometimes, next time when you have your prayers, be very specific about having 2 eyes, or clear vision, or a sane mind, or, you know, a sound heart, sound mind, body, whatever it is when you do your will. That, you know what I mean? You see where I'm going with it. Yeah, I know she's having a rough time, and I think somebody came and tried to, like, comfort her and was saying, oh, y'all didn't say nothing when Demi Lovato was out here doing, you know, whatever the case may be. I'm mortified at it now, but I think what she's going through is a lot of things, you know, that we go through in the Black community, and we just kind of tough it out. But her speaking on it, I think it would help more people, you know, be more vocal about it, and, you know, bring more awareness to it. Moving right along, Prince Marquis D of the Fat Boys died, 52 years old, and they are saying he died from a stroke. Wow. Not a stroke, I'm sorry, a heart attack. They're saying he died from a heart attack. This is not a COVID-related death. They're saying he died from a heart attack. Y'all.
Didn't in the human beatbox, I think he died from a heart attack too, didn't he? So that's the second one of them that died from a heart attack?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. But think about this. Think about this. This is something that I've been talking about. I've been talking about being contacting your people, having deeper conversations with your people, things of that nature. Yeah. Life is long, but the moments are short. You have no idea what's gonna happen. Like the people that didn't talk to him, the people that was like, I'm gonna call Prince this week. I'm gonna call Marky this week. Didn't call him. He died the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that happened to me. Matter of fact, that happened to me last night. It was 11:30 at night last night. Not to step on this, it was 11:30 last night. And I called my mom. My dad, separate phones. I called them, one on Wednesday, one on Sunday. And Sunday, last night, I was like, hey, I ain't called my mama today. And it crossed my mind, and I almost was like, man, it's late. I know she up. I was about to say, man, it's late, I'll do it tomorrow. But that moment, I was like, nope, she crossed my mind, I'm going to call her. She answered the phone, cool. She don't. I called her, she was up. I talked to her for an hour. she was up, and we talked about it. You know what I mean? Wide awake. Hey, Jay. Hey, baby. So that's the thing, man. You gotta make that a thing, man. It cross your mind, just call them. Whatever reason, she hit my mind right there. I was like, oh, let me call her. And I definitely make a habit with them to do that. But just your people, somebody cross your mind, holler at them, man. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, carry on.
This happened to me this weekend. I brought up an individual, and my cousin was like, I think you should call them. I'm like, you don't tell me no. I'm not doing that. Y'all know I'm stubborn. I ain't doing it.
I'll be telling you.
But at the same time, now
did you text them?
So much going on. No, I didn't. But you know, neither here nor there. I think that person will be fine. I'm learning to do better and learning to do good. Speaking of good, Beyonce and her good foundation. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I hope I don't die from it. So Beyonce with the good foundation. Speaking of good, like I said, now she has decided that they would give a relief fund. I can't even say they. This is Beyonce. We know what's going on in Texas. We know Beyonce is coming to the rescue if nobody don't come to the rescue. We know she's coming. She's come through and she's giving out, $1,000 to the different people that's down there. Child, Beyonce liable to drop $11 million on this whole relief issue. Beyonce really does take care of her community. She's teamed up with Life. What is it?
She loves Houston.
Bread of Life. Bread of Life is another organization that has teamed up with the Be Good Foundation, BEYGOOD, for anybody that wants to give a donation or anybody that just want to go and look it up and to see the good that she's doing or how, whatever it is that y'all want to do. But y'all know, and when it comes to the Texas residents, Beyonce is going to be right there. Also within Texas, they are still hundreds of thousands of people that are without power. Not only are these people without power, but they are now without water. All the pipelines broke. So the houses are being flooded from the inside out. Among ice. Among cell towers going down. We're listening and we're watching the whole state go into a state of chaos and confusion and devastation that we never seen before. We read about this stuff in history books. We're going through it. Now, whether it affects you in your community or not, you may be way in Atlanta, Georgia, you may be in the top of Tennessee, you may be Detroit, you may be anywhere in the world. But when you think about what's going on in Texas, and you remember what happened during Hurricane Katrina and Harvey, and all of these different tornadoes that hit us within a year, and then COVID on top of what's going on in Texas, have a heart. This is the time. Say what you were saying earlier, Jay. Reach out to your people. Call your people. See who is in your family. Check on your people. See who is in your family is down there. Because guess what? I have people that's down there. And I have to make it my due. I don't care if I send $100. It's my duty to help some kind of way. There is a head person, a matriarch in your family that is in contact with almost everybody in different places. Call your peoples and just see if anybody there needs help. Or if you know someone, get online. If you see somebody, or you can type in Texas. If you decide, that's what you want to do and you don't have anybody there, but you just want to help somebody, there are a lot of people crying out for help from Texas. A lot of people. I know people are still crying out for help for the lack of unemployment, the lack of funds, the lack of food in the homes with these kids, the lack of business opportunities as far as the money goes to actually help the small businesses. It's a lot going on right now. People are crying out, but I think right now everybody needs to kind of team up for Texas and be Team Texas and love on them.
Team up for Texas.
Things that way. Yeah.
I like
They really do. Yeah, Team Up for Texas. Oh, that sounds really good. That is Morning Coffee Swig hashtag Team Up for Texas. And we get something right here.
So yeah, I saw somebody last night that said that they had stocked up the house for with their own food. It's like we're bad dog parents. We had stocked up the house for our own food, but we didn't do anything for the pets. So we went out. The roads were still kind of icy, but they said they made it to Costco. And Costco, all the other stores didn't have anything, but Costco was fully stocked. Their gas stations were open and they had gas. So that's for people, and that was in Dallas. So for those that may be in that area and need a tip, there's like, hey man, stop going to the grocery stores. If you got a Costco membership, go over there. If you know somebody that does, team up with them. So that's a little tidbit that people are using out there to get through. Cool, man. So listen. Yep, I'm ready to do that, man. I'm ready for that, Johnny. I'm ready for him. So let's go ahead and get into that now. I told you guys it's Money Making Monday, and like on Monday, you know we got a particular playlist. The topics go a certain way. The city for weather goes a certain way, and that's important, man. On Monday, we just want to get you going. And so I thought it was real important to bring this brother on. We met recently and kind of just vibed when we met each other and said, man, we're gonna work, we're gonna get together. And he speaks credit. He's a credit and finance mentor. He has a program coming up in March that we're gonna get a chance to talk about the path to wealth. So I'm gonna give a chance. I want to welcome to the show for the very first time. Y'all give it up for my man, Mr. Deon Moore. Y'all give it up for Mr. Deon Moore.
What's up?
Yeah. What's up, brother?
What's up,
yes,
man?
Clear as day.
What's up, Steph? What's up? I see that bar she dropped with that team up in Texas. That's a hot bar right there. So.
Yeah.
Like
oh, team up in
Texas. Yeah.
Okay, you know.
That was y'all. How y'all doing today?
I like that.
Excellent, brother, man. I'm glad you had a chance to get with us this morning. Busy as everybody else. I don't know how Mondays go.
Exactly. It's funny because every other Monday I'm actually off my government job, my 9 to 5, but this is my Monday. I'm actually hot on the presses. But I definitely I appreciate the invite and taking time to get on here. So definitely had to do that for y'all. I appreciate y'all having me on here.
That's awesome, man. So let's really get into it. What you have a passion for credit? I saw you had a shirt that said "Credit is the big homie."
Yeah,
I have a passion for credit and
yeah, that's actually my man. Go ahead, Jason.
Go ahead. No,
so,
finish that.
Big homie. I got a best friend named Jeremy Lucas, and that's actually one of his shirts or whatever. My brand is More Money, and so him and I have teamed up to pretty much provide credit education, financial literacy, really to everybody in our community. And so it kind of started out from 17, 18 years old. Him and I just been in the game, just learning different credit hacks. My mom put me on a credit card at about 17 years old, and she wasn't really that even good with credit. But once I hit 18, my credit was in the 700s, and I was like, man. So I started getting all these credit card offers in college and went to Towson undergrad, HU for MBA school. Shout out to HU.
HBCU.
So,
HBCU.
Yeah, And so pretty much from that point on, I was obsessed with credit. I was obsessed with financial literacy, and so I actually entered undergrad to be a secondary education major and to teach history. But I found myself studying stocks. I was day trading. I started buying gold and silver at 17. So I was like, you know what? I might have to take another path. So that's when I went the way of finance and ended up getting my undergrad in finance, my MBA in finance. But credit has just changed my life. This condo I'm in right now, I bought this at 23 years old. And this was like this is probably one of my greatest investments. As Jason knows, I just bought a house with a pool. I'm in the suburbs, but this condo prepared me for all of that. And I wasn't making a lot of money when I bought it. I think I was making $46,000 a year in DC. That's pretty much nothing. But I had some hustle. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was rich broke, like Duval would say, But this show set the stage, man. It changed my life. I ended up Airbnb-ing this in 2012. I used to travel to DR all the time, so I've been to DR probably 30 times. And so when I was in DR, this was August 2012. I saw people had stores in the back of mopeds. I was like, man, Deon, you call yourself a hustler. You ain't really hustling back home, Slim. So I got back home. I got back home, and I was like, man, what am I looking? What's around me right now I can get some money? And I was like, oh, dog, do Airbnb out of this condo. I thought it was going to be some little petty cash or something. This joint ended up paying my MBA student loans. I went to undergrad for free on an academic ride, but this condo ended up paying off my MBA student loans and allowed me to travel the world. And then now, without even having to show proof of any income or anything, because I did so well with this condo and I bought a home in Atlanta, I ended up flipping. I ended up walking into my third home now with pretty much not showing anything. I think I might have showed some pay stubs, but they only ran my credit one time. So normally, you might run your credit 2 or 3 times when you're buying a home. He didn't ask me to show that I'm going to be able to pay this, because normally another friend, she had to show that she's going to have renters in here and go through all this rigmarole, and none of that had to happen. But it's just a testament to having good credit. I know a lot of people try to stunt with the cash and all of that, but I got cash too. But trust me, the credit is way more important than the cash, because when it comes to cash, I don't want to say this on here, but basically, sometimes you want to hide some things from the bank because they start asking you, well, how'd you come into this and how'd you come to that? So you find yourself trying to hide cash versus showing cash when you buy out sometimes. So, credit is really the ultimate. It's the key to open all doors. And like I said, I love cash too. I love having fun. And a lot of people think that financial literacy means you can't have nice things. That's why I made a point to put on some chains. My rings in the room, but I like the finer things too. And Jason knows,
I was going to get into that. I was gonna get into that very thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things I talked about earlier was normalize being cool, normalize being smart, normalize being cool, being clean cut. I know we glorify the dusty guy, and I don't know where that even comes from. But I like to showcase when I used to, way back when I was a substitute teacher, and I used to go into the schools dressed as Jason for a reason. I wanted to show the young kids, the young boys, that you can still be cool, you can still have gear and be intelligent, have a degree and things of that nature. So that's why I'm glad you mentioned that, man. Talk about something like that, just being the importance of being the image for young black brothers.
Right, and your peers. I got Jay on the wall back there, so I always kind of pull from Jay versus, and Jay had a line, he said, I went by the fork in the road and went straight. And so basically, I think Jay-Z is a great example of someone who normalized being incredibly intelligent. I mean, Reasonable Doubt dropped in 96, and it went above a lot of people's heads, but he kept it cool to be smart on that album. And I kind of mimicked a lot of my life off of that, being wise and being smart, but also being fly and not having to sacrifice either one. I don't try to ever dumb myself down in any room I walk into. And that's why I like people, like you said, people want to, like, you know what I hate? I hate the Warren Buffett and the Bill Gates meme where it says there's not one Gucci belt in sight. What are you talking about? Like, you can't wear Gucci or Louis if you're getting money or if you're not wise with money. I hate it. So I make a point to make sure I'm always fly wherever I'm going. As you know, Jason, I'm going to come to Atlanta Wednesday. So hopefully we're going to hook up Wednesday. We're going to get fly together, and we're going to hit. After that, get Miami. And I'm going to make a point to show people that you can still. I made a home purchase 2 weeks ago. I had to drop a bag on that. Still got to pay this mortgage to try to get a renter in here, but I'm still gonna be able to go enjoy my life because you make the right financial decisions from the start on. And it's never too late to start making the right financial decisions. And I like to tell people, bad credit doesn't make you a bad person. And so it's never too late. Don't get down out on yourself now. But the point is, you can have it all. It's just you have to plan accordingly. A lot of people just don't want to plan. If you plan accordingly, you can have it all. So that's what I like to tell people. Just everything in moderation. You know what I mean? And also develop what your definite purpose is. And a lot of people, they think that like setting goals is about a certain money amount, but that money amount is not going to have you happy. It's not going to ultimately get you where you want to be. So set your definite purpose. Like me, I know I want to do what am I allowed to cuss on here or no?
No, it's a morning show. It's a family show.
Okay, sorry.
On the night show. Yeah, on the night show, I'll let you cuss. On this, listen.
Don't be like Steph.
Don't be like Steph. Whatever I want to do when I want it.
Do you know what I'm saying? Out this show.
We do that the after hour show. And so I always do my goal is I want to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. And I say, well, how do you do that in America or all over the world? You got to be financially free. So you got to be able to walk on any job, walk in any situation. Almost any person say, you know what? I don't need this anymore. It's above me now. The stress, I can't do it. The money's not worth it. I'm gone. And so when you put yourself in that position, you have a zeal for life that's just unmatched. And it ain't about a certain amount of money. It's about making sure your overhead is not going to bust. It's not going to bust your pockets every month. So my first goal was I said, you know what? I want to be able to pay all my expenses in one paycheck, and the other paycheck I can stack. So once I did that, I was like, man, this was too easy. Let me set another goal. So after that, I said, I want to make enough money outside of work to where my work at my money at my job is just fun money. And so, I mean, it's probably it's public information. I'm a GS-14 secretary in the federal government in DC, so I make pretty good money from my 9 to 5. But I said, you know what? You don't want to depend on anything, so you need to make enough money outside of work to pretty much sustain your lifestyle. So outside of work, I do licensed realty. Also, I do credit restoration. I do trade lines. I'm an Airbnb super host. It's a lot. But my point is, a lot of people say, man, you always working. But I've made it to where I work and it's fun. I guess this is work right now in some way, but it's fun work.
Yeah.
So once you get that financial freedom under you, you can do things for fun and the money comes with it. I like helping people with their credit. I just happen to now get paid for it. I love money. I happen to get paid for it now. Look at what y'all doing. You know what I mean? So people have this thing in their head where, oh man, I don't want to work all the time. I don't work all the time. Well, make it fun for you. But initially, you got to do some things that's uncool. And when I first got to school, undergrad, I thought I was going to be hot SHIT. I was magna cum laude. Man, it was the height of recession, 08. I had to come out and work at a paint store. But it taught me that sweat equity, and it kept that hubris off my back for a little while, you know? And so it kept me humble. I'm moving. I was going to be an assistant manager. Man, I'm moving paint, delivering paint for $36,000. Man, and I needed that. You know, I needed that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm doing my nails and all that. So you're going to have some jobs or some hustles that ain't going to really be glorified. I remember I drove Uber for a while. I think when I was driving Uber, I might have had $40K in cash. But I was like, man, you got to get this damn Uber. You need some more money. You got to get some freedom. And all those little things.
Hey, you say that, man, because it's money. Where there's money, where there's opportunity, go get it. A lot of people, they got their tail on their back, you know, up on their shoulders, and don't want to go out there and do some of these things. Get your tail off your shoulders and go out and do that. Yeah. You said something. You said bad credit doesn't make you a bad person. That's a great statement that I don't want people to miss, because I always say this whole thing, the world is a system, I think. And I think also credit is a system. You just got to work it. Like you say, it's never too late to work that. Am I wrong in saying that? You are not wrong in saying that, and I think you put it perfectly. But people do have to actually start the process of fixing their credit. But some people will take that and go the whole other way. Like, well, I mean, I'm not a bad person, so I'll get it fixed eventually. And I have a lot of people like that. They'll come to me when they finally ready to buy a house or a car. They're like, hey man, you ready? I need this fixed in 30 days. And I'm like, bruh, you destroyed your credit for 10 years. I can help you in 90 days to 120 days, but 30 days, I'll get you some results. But you got to give me a little time. So I want people to not to procrastinate and knowing that it's not making them a bad person. I still want you to put that monkey on your back per se. To say, all right, today I can start changing my life. So yes, it does not make you a bad person, but you do actually have to put that foot forward to start changing things. So I will want to say that you put that person in. What do you say to people that say that credit restoration is a hoax? Those people, because there's so many people, I do credit repair, I do this. What do you say to those people that say that it's a hoax?
I say you got to, what I would say to the person is go to my page, see my receipts. I can show you I have an 817 credit score right now. People think it's a hoax because they're dealing with people who don't have receipts for themselves. They deal with people like, oh, it's just like people who buy houses from realtors and don't own houses. I see it all the time. Like, well, this person you got a bad deal with them. This person wasn't actually an expert in the subject matter. So you can say anything's a hoax. You can say the stock market is a hoax. If you're dealing with somebody who don't really understand the stock market, who don't own stocks. So I think anything in life, you can say it's a hoax. So I say if you're going to deal with somebody that does credit restoration, have them show you their credit score. If they can't show it, they're not really about it. Mine's right. Thank you for that plug right there. You go on my page right now, you see I got an 817. You can see I bought 3 houses already before the age of 35. You can see I just bought a Mercedes when the very next day my car got totaled. Well, I wasn't even sure it was total. I bought a Benz the next day. It was Thanksgiving. I said, and there's no offense to nobody who drives this type of car, but I've done to not drive this kind of car. They put me in, I think, a Nissan Sentra. I said, I don't want to drive a Nissan Sentra for the week for the rental car. I said, I'm going to go buy me a Benz the next day. And everybody's like, well, why'd you buy the Benz? You weren't sure if your car was total. I wasn't worried about it because my credit, my income, and my cash was straight. It's a different life when you don't have to worry about money. It really is. It frees you to make more money. And I don't say more money begets more money. It really does. And once again, it's not all about money, but it helps life a lot more when you don't have to think about it. It's a freedom that a lot of our culture and community just don't know. Like the stress that's off you. I mean, you roll out of bed, it's like, oh yes, it's great. Like Mondays, I love Mondays. Everybody's like, man, it's Monday again.
we say that all the time.
We say that all the time.
Yeah,
man, go. Can't wait.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what you're doing is you're changing the mindset of the way people think about it. Like instantly, when you think credit, you think when they wasn't giving loans out to black people for housing. Right. Like you, not just like you couldn't even purchase a home as a black person, let alone think about any of the stuff that you're talking about. So I think people are still within that same mind frame. And so now then you have millennials, I'll call you a millennial because you're still a young man. But when you have people like you come around and you just like, yo, that's a thing of the past. Like, you can really get these things now based on your credit and how serious you are. That way you're not around people who feel like you're bragging just because you actually have these things, or that you are doing something like you're scamming in order to get it, or you had to do, you know what I'm saying, some of the dirty things to be able, illegal things to be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people like you are needed, and keep talking about it. Keep being boisterous about it, because eventually people look at it and say, all right, enough is enough. He's doing too good. Let me see if I can get some of these blessings. I want to smile that big.
Yeah, thank you. And so I think it's happening now because when COVID started, I said, and Jason remembers in Jamaica, I said, man, I got to get me a home with a pool, Jason. I got to get a home with a pool. So I said it all day, every day when COVID started, maybe when it got real serious about June. And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think I was going to have it this soon in February. I said maybe May, April. I said, because my birthday's in May 10th or whatever. And it happened for me. God is good. God is great. And but you got to manifest these things. Auto suggestion. It should be in your phone or somewhere in your house every day. Look at your goals. Every day it's going to be in your subconscious, because people don't realize your subconscious is just as important as your conscious. It got to be subconsciously in you, because you're going to move around different people that you ain't going to deal with no more. Once your goals is really, really in your subconscious, you're going to deal with certain situations you're just not going to deal anymore. It's going to always be in you. You might quit whatever. I think I mentioned, I don't know if I heard that earlier. Somebody might have said somebody was doing drugs or something and it messed up their vision. I'm not sure if I heard that. But pretty much you will stop doing certain things you might have done before, because it's going to be in your subconscious. So, yes, it's all doable. I'm here to help you do it. Let's get it. Hopefully you go on my page, get some motivation. Oh, y'all, and I did change my IG name. It's His Majesty 5611. So if y'all couldn't find me on there, it's His Majesty. Just called it His Majesty.
Why would you change it to that?
I changed it probably because guess what? Because people are scamming out there. When credit and finance are in your name on IG, they shut your page down there.
Yeah.
Yep, it's crazy, man.
I get spammed all the time with Mr. Credit and Mr. Do Right by your credit, or Mr. Edges, Mr. 900 tomorrow. Yeah, 900 by tomorrow.
Mr. 900. Exactly. So yeah. And 5611 is my home my house number, so you know it's real, it's credible. His Majesty 5611. 5611 stands for my condo, and literally you can start buying credit off your. Like, I bought my house in Atlanta. When I bought it in my business name, so it won't even go in your personal credit. It's called a PG. You can be a personal guarantor, but you can buy cars and you can buy houses in your business name. You don't even touch your personal credit, so now you got more leverage to do whatever you want. Like, I'm telling you, y'all, it's a different world.
You're giving too much game. You're giving the game.
I'm gonna say, hold on, time out. Before you keep going there, do you teach this?
Yes, this is what I teach. Yes, that's why I'm doing the mentorship.
You're giving half of the course this morning.
I'm not.
That's more.
Yeah. I would say, Deon, I would say to you though, man, why isn't your Instagram, your social tags, why isn't it More Money or Deon More? Like, why is like what is His Majesty? To me, as it makes me cringe as a social media specialist. I'm like, why this man Joe ain't his brand? So tell me more about that, because I think it should be More Money. I think it should be Deon More. I think it should be your brand. His Majesty don't mean nothing to your brand in my opinion, as a social media specialist.
Well, His Majesty comes from, I used to watch a show on Showtime called The Tudors, and it was based on the Henry VIII dynasty, and he was just, goes back to that fashion. He was sharp, he was fashionable, he just ran his court, if you will, just like His Majesty. And so my sister and some friends started calling me His Majesty or whatever. This is back when I was in I used to be I was in a very elevated sense of self at that time, and so it just kind of stuck with me. But I might change the
that's what we wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that. Yeah, that was the only reasoning that I wanted to hear.
Look, he got More Money branded mask and all that, and he got a logo. I think it needs to be More Money, dog. I think you need to get into this More Money. That's my opinion. Or the Deon More. Deon More Money. I don't know. Something. Deon More Money. I don't know.
I like His Majesty because I'm cocky. So I get it.
See it, girl. A lot of people
like that. I get it.
I bow out. I said earlier, the guys follow the ladies. Steph said it, so we go. I'm a bow.
I'm a Bridgeton fan too. So not only that, I'm vintage. I'm one of those. So So that right there will kind of elevate you. And during this moment when everybody is trying to, see what Bridgerton is about, or just trying to look more so into it, and then when they see His Majesty, like, who's this?
Right. Yeah.
I think like people will click on it still. So I still like it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to roll with Steph.
Jason,
I'm out. Yeah, roll with Steph.
I'm out. Sound good.
Hey, she got something I ain't got. I don't look nothing like her. Let her have it. I understand. So some people have some questions on here too. So I want to get into some of the questions they have for you, Deon. Someone asked, what type of information can affect your credit? And you ain't got to go down the list, but just give us a couple. Just drop a couple of the ones or ones that people are thinking about.
A lot of people don't think about credit age. So I've had credit since I was 18 years old. I guess 17 technically. I still my age of my credit is still only I think about 5 years, because every time you open a new account, it's an average of every account you have open. So let's say you have 2 accounts. If you open one account 1 year ago, and then you open another account today, now your age of your credit is only 6 months, because it takes an average. So a lot of people have to be careful when you're opening these new accounts. I don't care I remember I got denied for a credit card one time, and I had a 780, but it's because I had too many inquiries too soon. So you want to think about your credit age. Also, late payments, they hurt you. You want to be at 100%. You also want your credit utilization. A lot of people don't think about credit card utilization. You want to be under 10%. That's the optimal goal, but 30% is just okay. So I know you always read, be under 30% of your credit utilization. And what that means is, if you have a credit card for $1,000, if you have a $300 balance, that's 30%, because $300 is 30% of 1,000. So always be under 30, that's okay. But you really want to be under 10%, or really 9 to 10%. That's the goal right there. And then inquiries, you want to stay at only 2 to 3 inquiries. I ain't gonna lie to you, go on my page right now, I got an 817, but I got 8 inquiries. I had to make some moves to get my house. But it is what it is. But that's why you want your other areas to be stronger, because they make up for everywhere else. So it's 6 pillars of pretty much what makes up your credit score. You got 6 different areas, and they all have different weights.
Great answer. Great answer. There was payment history is important, which you just thought is. Somebody said payment history is most important. Are we debunking this? Is this true? Somebody made that statement.
Payment history it's about waste. Payment history is 35% in the area. So out of 100%, it makes up 35% of your score. But everything, honestly, is important. Now, of course, inquiries only counts for about 10% of your score. So to answer the question, yes, that is correct, but with caveats. You still need the rest of the profile. Right. You know what I mean? The quarterback of the team is important, but you still need a running back. You still need a wide receiver and so forth. So think of it like that.
A line.
Important. Yeah. 10 people on the field.
Yeah, got you. Perfect. What are your thoughts on bankruptcy? Somebody had a question about that.
I try to tell people to avoid bankruptcy at all costs. Once again, back to those B words. Bankruptcy does not make you a bad person. So it's my job to make you be motivated, charge you up at all times like that at the moment's notice. So I'm not gonna ever tell you you want to avoid it at all costs, because there's easier ways to get out of these things. Like, I had a partner, he was gonna file bankruptcy for I think he had $55,000 in debt. And I'm like, bruh, that's not enough to file bankruptcy. But a lot of our people, because we're not educated, we have people in our community motivating us, we just look at it like, all right, I'm going to file bankruptcy. Y'all see I get excited about this stuff, so forgive me. But
yeah, it's cool.
Your passion is what has me enthused.
Thank you. And so, no, I would tell you, avoid bankruptcy unless you absolutely have to do it. And before you know you absolutely have to do it, talk to somebody like me. Don't go talk to the lawyer, because they stand to make money from it. Don't go talk to anybody in the system, because they're making money from it. Talk to somebody who's a credit repair expert, or somebody who's a financial literacy expert. They're going to tell you, all right, man, you might have to go ahead and do that. We can get you back, because we have ways to also get bankruptcy off your credit as well before the 7 years is up. But I still, even with knowing that, I still don't want you to file bankruptcy unless you absolutely have to do it. There's ways to adjust your budget, ways to work that debt off. I mean, a lot of times we did make the debt, so you got to pay it. Like I said, I came out of school, I didn't have any debt. I came out of MBA school with $64,000 in debt. I was living out of my suitcase in the trunk, going to different houses, staying with my parents, sometimes staying with a honey here and there to pay their student loan debt off. I could have easily said, man, forget these student loans. I'm gonna pay them $100 a month for the rest of my life, whatever. I didn't do that. I paid the debt, so we make the debt. Yeah, and student loans is a lot of thievery in it. So trust me, I'm not with them either. But sometimes you make the debt, it makes you it brings out that character and that integrity, and you got paid off. And it's a sense of pride you walk around with, like, man, I'm sending their money. Get out of my face. Yeah, you got your money now. Get out of here, beat it. So pay them people their money back, man.
Pay them people their money. Hey, I love it. I love it. Pay the people their money like in the street. This is why, like, you meet people and it's an energy thing, Steph, and we talk about it all the time. Like, I could have easily met brother and kept it moving, but the energy and there's some synergy in the way we talk, man. So the conversation is built from there. So I hope y'all can feel that even through this interview. There's a question out there. Shout out to my cousin. He don't never say nothing. He's in here, so that's why I'm shouting him out specifically. But he had a question. He'll peek in and step out. So shout out to Hov. He said, once you get a house, does your credit jump up? It's a question.
Your credit will. It's gonna go up somewhat. It might go up. You might get 15 to 20 points. Everybody's credit profile is different, so it will jump up. But it's pretty much gonna be once you start paying that mortgage for at least 6 to 9 months, honestly. So immediately you might see a little boost, but it's really about you paying that mortgage on time. Over time, it's going to jump up. Something else on the adverse of that, or the yin and the yang of that, when you pay a house off, your credit score goes down a little bit. When you pay a car off, your credit score goes down a little bit. So a lot of people be like, man, I paid them their loan. Why is my credit score going down? Well, it's because you no longer have that open account. So when you have accounts closed, you got to find something to take up that place. So it still looks better. Still looks great on your credit profile that you paid a loan off. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of people come to me and they're so mad. Man, I paid this off and my credit score went down. You still have a strong profile. Remember, your credit score is only one part of this thing. You really want your credit profile to be right. So you want 5 to 10 accounts as well. So a lot of people are like, I don't get no credit cards. They brag about it. I got 17 credit cards right now. I use them for different things. I got Amazon Prime. A lot of y'all be Amazon all day. Y'all not getting the 5% rewards. Get your rewards. You need to get your rewards. Amazon, I get probably $3 or $4 in rewards every quarter from them. So get your accounts. I get Costco. I got a Costco executive membership for Costco gas. They send me a couple $100 every quarter. So get your credit cards for different reasons and pay them off at the end of the month. And then, man, also make sure you stay at 0% on these credit cards. You don't pay these banks anything. Once your credit score gets right, you don't pay interest anymore. So just some little tidbits for that. So yes, I know I kind of went on a different tandem with that, but yes, your credit score will go up. It's really gonna go up once you start paying the mortgage on time in a timely fashion.
No. So listen, man, this is great. It's awesome. I'm so glad we got a chance to have you on here because I think people learned a lot just in this conversation. And so if you want to learn more from him, we're going to talk about this. You have the More Money, Less Problems, The Path to Wealth 4-week course beginning March 2nd via Zoom. Talk a little bit about your course coming up, please.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go cradle to grave. And so what I learned is a lot of people have bad credit because they never really learned budgeting. So first thing I'm going to teach you is I'm going to go and teach you how I budget my money. And then I'm going to teach you how I use that budget to go into home ownership. Then I'm going to tell you how to, if you want to fix your own credit, I'll teach you how to fix your own credit. I'll also show you how to run your own credit business. A lot of people think that I'm sitting at the computer fixing your credit. No, I'm not. I leverage everything, especially time and relationships. So I have a partner. She does the credit restoration. I'm going to have a 15-minute consultation with you. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to write to you immediately what you need to do. I'm going to talk to my partner, say, hey, does all this make sense to you? And we're going to run your game plan. My partner's going to do the work for you. And my point is to you, for 15 to 20 minutes, I make a couple $100 every time I sign somebody up because I leverage that. So you want to be able to leverage everything. I'm going to show you to have your own credit restoration business, basically. After that, I'm going to show you how to do Airbnb Superhost. I became an Airbnb Superhost. Once again, these are all things that you leverage out. So now I'm able to host my Airbnb. I'm able to host my Airbnb without doing any of the cleaning. I just manage it. So basically what it's about is having these different streams of incomes under the same umbrella. And my umbrella falls from financial literacy and credit. Also, I got a partner who runs an Amazon distribution center, partner of mine named Cornell Hudson. He's going to teach you how to run an Amazon dropshipping distribution center. I'm also what they call a wealth builder. I'm with a cool crew out of Ty Burney, Nick Mentor, Cam Newton, my boy Cam, my bad, not Cam Newton. My boy Cam, they're co-founders of a group called Wealth Builders. We're literally going to Miami for a conference this weekend. We're going to show people drop shipping, credit restoration, real estate, and Forex trading. So I'm in a lot of different groups. You want to leverage these networks. What my mentorship is going to do is show you how to do all of that, fix your credit, how to keep great credit, how to become a business owner, and how to pretty much just leverage everything. It's just the energy, like Jason said in that synergy earlier. So the mentorship is going to be fire. Got a lot of special guests coming on there. I'm going to give you all the sauce on how I got to where I'm at right now. See some of my bonus courses on there as well. And basically, I have a secret lenders list where I tell you what lenders pull from what credit reports. Because a lot of people don't realize, it's 3 credit bureaus, but you got lenders who pull from TransUnion. Some only pull from Equifax. Some pull from Experian. So now all lenders are equal, are created the same. Also, you got to get multiple credit cards in the same day without getting all the inquiries for them. So it's a lot of hacks. I took a course called Recession Proof with him 500. He's out of Atlanta too, or whatever. And that whole crew, that's Neo Davis, M500, Alice Good Energy, all of them. And so I took a course with him. I paid $5K for it. My course is nowhere near that price, so I'm giving the game out because this is not about money. It's about helping everybody. And so the more people I help, the bigger the brand can get out there and the bigger we can do for our community. So that's where we at with it.
Man, I love it, man.
Thank you.
My man Deon came out here. He said he's trying to help everybody. And I hope y'all learned a lot in this conversation today. I'm going to take the course. I'm going to jump in the course with you, D. If I hadn't told you that already, I tell you live on air. We will get on the course, man, and you may learn something. For those of you that may be older than Deon, and you like, man, age don't mean nothing. Mentorship from somebody, you just ain't been studying it. He has. So take it from somebody that has been studying it and get the hacks and learn some new things from somebody that's in that expertise.
I might do a special price for this, but right now it's at $749. I'm also pushing it back to March 9th or whatever, because March 2nd came up too quick on me with me renovating this house right now. So March 9th is going to actually be the start date, so that's even better. So you got an extra week. I'm also doing payment plans too. So if you don't have it all at once, you can make payments as well. So a lot of different avenues to get this information. Like I said, this is not to get rich. This is to get everybody the information that we need. Because if we all got this information, we can have our own communities. The real Black Wall Street. We got a Black USA, whatever we need. So it's really about getting this information out here. If we all win it, it's gravy from there. So that's what we got to do
now. So if you're in the chat, I reposted the information that's on this flyer. Deon, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? People that want to learn from you, people that want a mentorship. What's the best way? Is it the number on the flyer? You just give it out.
Yep, that's my number. That's my direct sale. 502-2470. I always play on the words 24/7 a day. So I'm a person. You hit me at 12:30 midnight. If I'm up, I'll answer your question about credit. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter how silly you might think it is. I'll answer it. Reachable. So just hit me up on Instagram, on IG, Facebook, my telephone number, whatever it is. I got my email on there too. It's all on my profile. So I bid everybody blessings to you. Let's take over this week. Let's take over this year. Let's take over this life. Let's get it. Thank y'all so much. Y'all got me charged up for the week. Thank y'all for sharing this energy with me, sharing this platform. I really appreciate it, y'all.
Man. Deon, you are built for this.
Thank you so much.
You don't close out our show for us. So.
Oh, my bad.
There it is. Hey, look, usually we got gold talk right there. I'm going to leave it right there. I think he dropped
it. He did it, yeah.
Heck of a show. Hey, Deon, you take a lot of pictures. You always got a drink in your hand. It's National Margarita Day, so everybody get you a margarita and enjoy.
Hey, I'm going
to somewhere.
Let's do
Word
it.
up, man. Hey, man, I'll holler at you a little later. We got to get out of here. Today, do it big.
Enjoy the taste of life.
Take a drink, take a sip, take a swig, and we out.
Thank you,
Deon. Hey, 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 hey.